season 2. Let's go. Hi, I'm Lizzy Friedman, this is Inside Ambition, and you're on 34th and Art, the place where we talk all things arts and entertainment in and around Drexel University. Welcome spring, welcome a new term, and welcome a brand new season of the show. A lot has changed in our very short little break, but don't worry, the 34th and Art team is as good as ever. This week, we're looking at sculptures. Again, don't call it a comeback. Last term, we looked at a few sculptures spotted around campus, but the list goes on. Some of these sculptures you might have never even noticed because you're just so used to seeing them around, but we took a deeper look and found out some history behind these sculptures. If you're ever out grabbing a wholesome halal meal at the Halal Guy's truck right outside the DAC, arguably the best truck on campus, but that's a discussion for another day, then you've seen Momentum. It looks like a running man in a circle. You know the one. Well, it's made by Michael Speller, and the piece is made completely out of bronze. One of the larger statues on Drexel's campus is a statue of Anthony Joseph Drexel himself, right outside of LeBeau Hall. This towering giant is made out of bronze and marble and created by Moses Jacob Ezekiel, who created a variety of other sculptures on Drexel's campus, including a smaller marble bust of AJ's head inside of the main building. Obsessed much? We've talked a lot about outdoor sculptures on campus, but there's actually some sculptures that stand inside of Drexel buildings as well. If you head into the main building, the first thing you notice are those giant steps, and then you have to figure out how to get to class. Curtis Hall, Randall Hall, and I think there's another one. I don't know. I've been here for 3 years and I still don't know how to get around that place. Anyway, one of the many art pieces that you'll see on your way up those steps are the candelabras. These two are at the base of the stairs. Bronze children holding up a light. I guess that's cool. Kinda creepy. Also inside the main building is the water boy. You may remember hearing a tradition that students would rub the toe on this one for good luck on exams. Well, that was just a load of baloney because I have never ever seen or heard anybody doing that. So I guess it was just a little Drexel myth. But this one is also made out of bronze and made by Frederick Auguste Bartholdi, whose name might sound familiar because he also happened to design a little lady you might know as the Statue of Liberty. Speaking of Lady Liberty herself, the Drexel collection actually has a model of her in all her glory. Who knew we were that special? Pretty cool flex though. It's not quite as big as the OG lady in New York City, but hey, that's just one more thing in common that we have with Las Vegas. For a university that was founded in 1891 with an all-male attendance exclusively in the main building, they had quite a lot of statues of half-dressed women, including that of Sappho's, a 58-inch marble statue by William Wetmore Story. Originally from Italy, this statue sits on the right side of the staircase in the Great Hall of the main building, almost hidden by the stairs. Why would you want to hide her? She's gorgeous. Over at the Queen Lane campus lies a resin and graphite paint sculpture reasonably entitled Ferns, with a cute little backstory. The sculpture was created by Stephen Robin, but donated to the university by his wife, Susan Levy, after his passing. In her husband's honor, Susan donated it with the comment, "In loving memory of my Stephen, may his legacy of making the world a more beautiful place live on through his ferns. The finest gift is one which helps others live longer and enrich lives. Love, Susie Levy." Aww. Get you a significant other that will donate your art like that. And now that the weather is getting warmer, why not go for a stroll and spot all the sculptures around campus, maybe even flex your knowledge on a date, and they'll instantly fall head over heels for you. Better yet, create a sculpture and then donate it to the university in their name. How sweet. But don't come back to me when it doesn't work. If there's a sculpture on campus that you love that maybe we haven't talked about or maybe we have talked about, let me know in the comments down below. You probably won't, but it was worth a shot anyway. Thanks so much for sticking around. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at inside_ambition and subscribe to us on YouTube for all the latest content. I'll see you right here next week at the same address. Bye for now.
Hey Dragons, it's Paige here with your weekly Thunder Index, where we discuss all things science, storms, stars, and sustainability. Welcome back. As usual, we're going to kick off this week's segment with this upcoming week of weather. Prepare for some rain this week. We are officially in the season of April showers, spring May flowers. We are inching our way into springtime this week with some wet weather and the highs reaching the upper 60s. There is about a 60% chance of rain this weekend, as well as heading into early next week, so watch the sky and bring an umbrella with you this weekend. Now moving up in the sky and into the stars, let's recap on this last week of astrology and what it means for you. Shout out to all my Aries out there because we have officially reached your season. And if you don't even know what sign you are, if your birthday falls anywhere between March 19th and April 19th, that means you are an Aries sun. Whether you are an Aries sun, moon, or rising, this is your time to shine. Annually, the sun makes its trip through the first sign of the zodiac, which is Aries, the dynamic, risk-taking, impulsive, and victory-seeking cardinal fire sign. During this time, you may feel a little bit more focused and ambitious, which is fitting because rumor has it Mario the Dragon is an Aries himself. Aries are known to be courageous, determined, and confident. This is perfect if you're looking to start a new project or lead something of your own. And on the other hand, Aries are impulsive, aggressive, short-tempered, moody, impatient, and basically will ruin your life if you ever cross them. So this term, as we may be a little bit more heated, why don't you take a deep breath before you send that aggressive text to your group project members that have left you with pages of work to do hours before the assignment is due. Heading back down to earth and onto Drexel's campus, let's take a look at COVID numbers at Drexel. For the week of March 29th, which was the first week after spring break, Drexel had a 1.1% positivity rate, which resulted in 42 positive cases on campus. This is pretty good considering the 3,368 people that were tested. This week marks the milestone of 600 positive cases since we started testing in October 2020. We have completed 46,201 tests since then, and only 606 of them have come back positive. This is about a 1.31% result. Considering the United States rate is about 9%, us Dragons are doing pretty good. While we are here on our home planet, me and my cat Tuna are going to give you guys a few tips on how to be more sustainable. Have you ever needed a plastic snack bag, but you couldn't find the right size and you felt like you were wasting ones that were too big? Well, the solution to this problem would be heating a knife on a stove carefully and then cutting the bag in half so that you have 2 new bags. Now, although this is a TikTok trend, we tried it and it actually does work. The heat from the knife will melt the plastic enough to seal it, so go ahead and put your snack in, cut the bag in half, and you have 2 new bags. But there's something even better and easier. Reusable bags. Tuna just left to go get you guys some. With reusable bags, you can have some fun, make them yourself, grab some old fabric, and turn it into a really cool and personalized bag. Or you could also get a silicone bag. These silicone bags can be bought online for super cheap. You can use them time and time again just by putting them in the dishwasher and reusing them. This way, you're not only saving yourself some money, but you're also saving the earth. And that is all of the science, storms, stars, and sustainability that I have for you this week, Dragons. As always, it's always thundering in Philadelphia. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next week.
Hey friends, welcome back to Inside Ambition, and thank you for tuning in to the main report, the bi-weekly news rewind so that you don't get left behind. I'm Gabby Remo. Now, as I mentioned, yes, the show is going bi-weekly this term, but have no fear. The quality of work will not be declining, and my mom still loves you. We are bringing the heat on this season with informative reporting, and it starts now. Here's what I have for you today. First, the big bad boat that was jammed in the Suez Canal. Second, Drexel's opening a cannabis research center. Third, a professor at Drexel is urging people to stop indoor dining. And fourth, Rutgers University is requiring students get the COVID-19 vaccine in order to return to campus this upcoming fall. It's the end of week 1, so let's have some fun. Here we go, dragons. Let's get into it. Have you been hearing chatter about a boat stuck? If not, where have you been? Basically, a massive container ship got lodged in the Suez Canal. Don't know what the Suez Canal is? No worries. I didn't either. I'm terrible at geography. Nonetheless, there is serious history rooted in this canal, as world powers have tried to control it throughout time in an effort to influence trade. And understandably so, as 12% of all global trade is transported through it. The Suez Canal is an artificial sea level waterway in Egypt that connects the Mediterranean Sea to the Red Sea through the Isthmus of Suez and dividing Africa and Asia. Pretty important mode of trade travel by just hearing those geography specs. This canal is the only place that connects the waters of Europe with the Arabian Sea, the Indian Ocean, and furthermore, the countries of the Asia Pacific. Without the Suez, shipments traveling between these parts of the world would be forced to traverse the entire continent of Africa. That means high costs, longer journey times, and no ability for big bad boats to get stuck. Now, who is this big bad boat I speak of? It's named Ever Given, a vessel nearly twice as long as the canal is wide. It's speculated that due to low visibility amid high winds and a dust storm, it ran aground. Now, you may be thinking, Gabby, I'm not a boat expert, a maritime pilot, if you will. What does aground mean? No worries, insightful viewer. Aground means that the Ever Given was touching the ground under shallow water, leading to its immobility. The ship was jammed in the canal for 6 days before being dislodged this past Monday. And as of Tuesday, the vessel remained in the Great Bitter Lake off the Suez Canal while authorities figure out whether it's fit to sail and what to do with its cargo if not. And unfortunately, this entire situation led to even more unanticipated costs. Global trade moved by sea was already facing disruptions, which has led to billions of dollars in supply chain costs. This entire situation is under investigation by the International Maritime Organization, and the sea trade world will be watching closely. And the meme trading world has been on this since day one. Meme Twitter exploded this past week because of the Ever Given. One of my personal favorites is from Twitter user @OnlineLonghorn, who posted in popular social media activist format what's happening in the Suez Canal and how you can help, followed by boat stuck, can't help. And they were right, but we need to hold that boat accountable, friends. After the boat was freed, #PutItBack was trending on Twitter, proving once again that the internet isn't always a safe space for everyone, not even boats. The memes flooded social media for at least a week. And now, some more of my personal favorites. Pictured here, a photo of a small crane attempting to excavate the boat that writes, "The insurmountable grief of existence," and a silly little iced coffee. Or here, systematic racism and a diversity and inclusion workshop. Kidding. And friends, this isn't the first time a boat went viral. Think back to Bodie McBoatface. Remember that? In March of 2016, the United Kingdom's Natural Environment Research Council sent a poll requesting the public name its new polar research ship. The votes were overwhelmingly in favor of the name RRS Bodie McBoatface, 124,109 votes to be exact. And so, the internet's obsession with obscure situations boats began. But the Ever Given is freed, and the memes have died. So when foreign concepts like mining for coins and short-selling GameStop stock have economy experts buzzing, I'm glad to understand one concept. Big boats get stuck on trade route, trade no-go. Anyways, we voyage on. Now, the month of April has a very interesting holiday. Sure, let's say that. And I know you know what that is. 420. In 2016, Pennsylvania became one of 33 U.S. states that legalized medical marijuana. And now, Drexel University has opened a new medical cannabis research center. This center is a collaboration between the Dornsife School of Public Health and the Drexel College of Medicine with the approval of the Pennsylvania Department of Health, with the purpose of conducting research on medical cannabis grown by a clinical registrant. So, you're telling me Drexel is housing and dispensing medical cannabis? No. Drexel signed an 8-year, $15.5 million contract with Agronomed Biologics, who will handle all aspects of dispensing cannabis to patients involved in Drexel research studies. And the first Agronomed dispensary is scheduled to open in Chester, Pennsylvania sometime this month. And whether or not you support the usage of cannabis, medical research of this kind can be beneficial all around. The Drexel Agronomed partnership is hoping to expand known health effects of medical cannabis and its various forms used to treat 23 state-approved physical and psychological medical conditions, including HIV, neuropathies, autism, opioid dependence, and PTSD. So, onwards. While the mass vaccination rollout at the convention center has been running pretty smoothly in comparison to the Philly fighting COVID fiasco, but I digress, Philadelphia's Health Commissioner Dr. Thomas Farley reminds Philadelphians that there is still more than 400 cases per day in the city. In short, we do not have enough vaccinated people to start forgetting essential precautions. There has been a constant push and pull on whether restaurants and other businesses should still remain open, and to what extent. Dr. Usama Bilal, an assistant professor of epidemiology and biostatistics at Drexel University, recommends stopping indoor dining altogether as, quote-unquote, the evidence is very, very clear. He states, "We have seen it over and over. Cities reopen indoor dining, wait for a few weeks, and cases start going up again." Dr. Bilal supports his statement using stats he compiled from 20 studies conducted both here and in Europe. And finally, he makes it clear that younger people are the folks going out more. And in some more COVID-related news, Rutgers University announced on Thursday, the 25th of March, that they would be requiring students to receive either the Pfizer, Moderna, or Johnson & Johnson coronavirus vaccine in order to come back to campus for the fall 2021 semester. This makes them the first college in the nation to require this, which has sparked debate. This is being added to the list of required vaccines from the university, including diseases such as measles, mumps, and rubella. The university has said, however, that exceptions can be made for medical or religious reasons. However, many think that requiring the vaccine is an unfair expectation for students due to the vaccine only having been authorized for emergency usage and many students not falling within the first few phases of the vaccine rollout plan. In New Jersey, vaccinations are limited to those who are at 70 or older, people with pre-existing health conditions, and smokers. However, New Jersey state officials have said they expect to get the additional supplies and ramp up vaccinations in the next few weeks, with vaccines being available to all Americans by the end of May. A poll by College Pulse revealed that most students actually support the university's decision, with 71% of those polled agreeing that colleges do have the right to ask students to be vaccinated. Man, if only our government could agree on COVID legislation this easy. Supporters of Rutgers' announcement say that this will promote a new sense of normalcy and absolutely ensure the safety of students as they begin to return to campus and student life. The decision only applies to students that will actually be attending in-person classes. Online students will not be required to receive the vaccine. The university is also recommending, not requiring, that all staff and faculty also receive the vaccine, saying that students have an average transmission rate than staff, roughly 60 to 70%. Everyone on campus will still need to follow COVID guidelines such as masking, social distancing, not gathering in large groups, and getting tested. And with these first steps being taken, other universities across the country are watching Rutgers as sort of a trial run, seeing if making the vaccine mandatory will actually work. The University of Tennessee recently approved similar legislation to require flu vaccines, but could extend to the COVID vaccine if Rutgers' trial run is shown to be successful. According to Rachel Mack, a spokesperson for the American College Health Association, quote, "Many will likely continue to strongly encourage that their students get vaccinated, and some schools, when possible, may provide students with the access to the vaccine if they choose to get vaccinated. Achieving high rates of vaccination among students and others on campus is an important part of safe reopening." The university is also telling students to not wait for vaccinations at the university and instead encourages them to sign up on the government websites and try to get on various lists to get vaccinated before they return to campus. To conclude, in a statement, Rutgers President Jonathan Holloway said, quote, "We are committed to health and safety for all members of our community, and adding COVID-19 vaccination to our student immunization requirements will help provide a safer and more robust college experience for all of our students." Quote. We'll see. But that's all I got for you for week 2. Thanks for tuning in to this week's episode of The Main Report. Remember to be kind in all that you do, and I'll see you in 2 weeks. Hopefully, my separation anxiety won't kick in until next week. See you.
Hey, it's Alex from the future. I'm here to tell you that if you subscribe to our YouTube channel right now, COVID-19 will be eradicated from the globe. Don't believe me? Go ahead, subscribe. You'll see.